What are some cheat codes you've found in the game of life? Several times in life I've cold called a company to confirm my interview time. I didn't have one prior to my call, but in their confusion and inability to even find my resume I've managed to secure an interview about 4 out of 5 times. Twice I've gotten the job. This is pika/aktlakiabalang. It's just acknowledging that no one is perfect, and most people are eager to assume they're the one in the wrong. You can mute the self-checkout kiosks. You can also increase the volume on all of them just before your departure. Unexpected item in bagging area. When my daughter was little and still believed band-aids cured things, one time she had a bellyache, so I put one on her belly and it made her feel better. Power of placebos. Circa 1978, I saw an ad in the back of what was then called a nudie magazine. It boasted the most powerful placebo on the market. That ship is hilarious. When I was in my old 500 plus person building, I kept a stack of papers on my desk. When I was bored or got tired of sitting down, I'd get up, grab my stack of papers and walk around. I called them my walking papers and did this for months. Got a lot of head nods and not one question the entire time. People always assumed I was on an important mission. But nope, not in the least. PS. Worked on the executive floor/wing. 2. My friend is a janitor at a pretty new school. Not much broken stuff, so on his downtime he walks the building rather quickly with whatever tool he decides. The teachers and staff always think he's going to fix something. Lol. I work at a steel mill and do the same thing when things are slow on day shift. Nobody is going to question or follow the guy carrying a shovel. Wouldn't they immediately know it's a ruse because there was just one guy and not another 4 to watch you dig? We are a fairly small operation, so there isn't much tolerance for spectators. If you go with a guy with a broom or shovel, you are going to be helping, which is why nobody follows. Take a $1 bill and flip it over. Now take the $5 bill and tape it to the end of the upside down single with as little tape as possible to make it secure. Now feed the $5 bill into a change machine. The coin machine reads the 5, gives you quarters, then reads the upside down single, projects that, and boom. You got yourself a felony. This is the caliber of post I was expecting. Actual cheat codes. Not be nice to your family and surprise, they won't hate you. Thank you. Deleted. No, you're not Crease. You're an ass. Niceness gets you everywhere. I get free ship from being nice. And no, it's not because I'm a cute girl. Because I'm not. I'm an overweight, balding man. People respond to niceness. I've befriended the Comcast customer support person. I've befriended the most disliked, crotchety person in our office. I get special treatment at my cafeteria because I treat the service staff like actual human beings. I get fees waived because I ask nicely. Be nice. It costs little and is worth a lot. I've befriended the most disliked, crotchety person in our office. This. Find the grumpiest person that you work with and give it 100% to be their friend. You usually find they're only that way because of social anxiety and are actually great people. He really is. He's a sensitive guy that never really learned how to express dissatisfaction well. When we talk, he's actually quite reasonable. It's almost like he puts on a persona for everyone else and hates that persona. Once you unlock not giving a duck about other people's thoughts, you basically double your mana indefinitely. How does one unlock said skill? I don't see it in my tree. If you have no complaints about your food service/staff at a restaurant, ask to see the manager and pay a compliment and a thank you about the server/host/staff. Usually people want to see a manager to complain, and a compliment is nearly always welcome. I've gotten countless free DRINKS/APPETIZERS/CHIPS/% off my bill, all for just making a polite comment to management. Edit. Thanks for the Reddit gold. Kind stranger. You probably caused mini heart attacks until they realized you wanted the manager for good reasons. Wanted to say this. We had a girl that we absolutely adored. So we asked for a manager to compliment her, and she immediately sat down with us and asked if everything was okay. Lol. Her concern was precious. Mayo, you probably freaked her out, but at least it was with good intention. I had a professor in college who, while lecturing, suddenly let out a huge fart. Without pausing, he turned his head, as if talking to someone behind him, said yes and heat, and continued lecturing, as if nothing had happened. It immediately diffused any potential awkwardness and embarrassment, and I vowed to use the same strategy if the same thing ever happened to me in front of a large crowd of people. What a power move. Not a cheat code, but an Easter egg. If you ask someone if they know all the words to "I'm a Little Teapot," around 80% of the people you ask will start singing it. Half of those will do the gestures. I'm at a tattoo studio right now, and I asked the 300-pound, intimidatingly tattooed owner of the shop if he knew the words to "I'm a Little Teapot." Without hesitation he started reciting it while doing the pantomimes. Impressive. It's like a kid asking you to answer a toy phone. You legally have to answer. If you tuck a chicken's head under its wing and wave the chicken in a circle, it will automatically fall asleep. It's not a very good cheat code, but it's still a cheat code to get you sleeping chickens. What do you mean by wave in a circle? Bring it around town. Bring it everywhere in town. And then you do this. And this. Doing your own research, especially on the important stuff. You would be amazed about the bad information people use to make life choices. To add to this, someone's opinion blog isn't research. You meant to tell me jag kan cura wita till oils. Com isn't giving completely legitimate health advice. Nonsense. Walk with a purpose. For some reason, people think you're busy and you don't get hassled. Reminds me of George on Seinfeld when he acts like he's always annoyed, so everyone assumes he's working hard. He leaves his car at work, so people think he never leaves, lol. Makes a secret nook under his desk for work naps. George is an inspiration. Also pretends he has a disability to get access to the good bathroom. Genius. That George. No one stops a guy or girl carrying a pizza. It can get you backstage to concerts. I've always wondered, what exactly do you do once you get backstage? Eat the pizza. But at this point sneaking backstage is just one step between you and pizza, and that can't fly. The correct response to any compliment is thank you. You can then follow it up with a comment if you'd like to continue the conversation. If someone likes your dress, thank you. It has pockets. If someone compliments your art, thank you. I've been practicing. If someone asks if you're a professional singer because you have a good singing voice, thank you. I just sing for fun. Apostrophe. Not only does it make you seem confident and self-assured, it tells them that they are right. That's a friendly thing to do. This even works if you don't believe the compliment. Saying, "Oh, no, I'm ugly." When someone compliments your appearance not only tells them that they're wrong, it makes you think of yourself as ugly. A better answer would be, "Thank you. I really appreciate that, and I don't always believe it. So hearing that from you helps." Apostrophe. I've started going with thank you. That's nice to hear. My version is similar. Thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. Apostrophe. Close bracket. I'm an assistant teacher in a preschool, asking if kids can use their sitting muscles and listening muscles during circle time makes the kids want to show me how strong they are. All good and well until some kid flexes their sitting muscles too hard and suddenly you've got a poopy pants emergency. She's dealing with 3 to 4 year olds. Soiled pants are inevitable. Compliment your children with "you are a hard worker" and not "you're smart." Studies show that kids who think they're hard workers outperform kids who think they're smart. Can confirm. Was told I was smart as a kid. Terrible worker. Edit. I don't mean to confirm this as causation. Just my experience. If you weren't told you were smart as a kid, would you still be a terrible worker? That is the real question. As a teacher, one of my students suffered from abuse in the family. Parent calls them stupid / smacks their head / etc. Just unpleasant. Close bracket. They get frustrated very easily and gives up when the going gets tough. It's not great. My parents told me I was smart, but were still emotionally abusive. They would imply that I was stupid or inept constantly, but make it really confusing. When I please then by outright saying "you're smart, you're so pretty" or whatever, it turned me into an attention seeking people pleaser, and that's no way to live. It's taken years of therapy and over a decade as an adult to have a healthy attitude about myself, my life, and achievement. My parents did what they could other than to pick up a decking parenting book. Their parents were the kind to smack them and call them dumb outright. Holy decking shit. Are you my brother? Also, how's your anger management? I'm literally angry all the time and have been since I was a kid. I hide it. Everyone thinks I'm ducking Fred Rogers, but I've had that burning ducking sensation in my chest since I was a kid. D. Just wondering if this ship was related. Ted. My paternal side has anger issues. UES. As an adult you can tell almost any kid who is running to stop running and they will. Man, you know way better kids than I do. You become the people you surround yourself with. A pretty wise ex-drug user I worked with once told me, if you hang around the barber shop long enough, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Basically, watch the crowd and the activities you surround yourself with. Damn, that's surprisingly deep. I mentally went through all of my hobbies just now and realized I picked up most of them because someone close to me influenced me into trying them out. Sneeze on your knuckles before a fight to inflict poison damage. You don't have to always give away the recipe. By that I mean, don't over-explain yourself. If you can't do something 9/10 times, it's okay to simply say unfortunately I'm not able to do that. Can't swing it this time, etc. You don't have to go on and on about why, or make up reasons and list them off. Over-explaining just ends up looking more suspect than simply being clear and concise. I like this one. I have found myself making up elaborate stories to explain why I couldn't attend an event or something. Just be brief, honest, and to the point. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it to your party because of my crippling social anxiety. Apostrophe. Yes, but can you say more about that? Of course I can. I'm not gonna, but I sure could. When someone says something true, say yeah right, not I know. It'll make them feel better and you've still shown everyone how awfully clever you are. And the opposite of that is the Socratic method. When someone says something you think is wrong, ask them questions to see why they believe. There's two possible outcomes. They end up explaining it via some contradiction or ridiculous assumption, and the belief probably was wrong. And getting them to explain it increases the chances they'll actually change their mind. Link. nuiolka.com/magazine/2017/02/27/why facts don't change our minds. They actually do explain it. It makes sense. And I learned something new. Either way, it's important to remember that a good definition of rational is trying to prove yourself wrong. If we want to make smart choices and have accurate beliefs, we have to challenge ourselves and at least try to weed out all the wrong beliefs before they become dumb choices. If we want to make smart choices and have accurate beliefs, we have to challenge ourselves and at least try to weed out all the wrong beliefs before they become dumb choices. Why do you think that? I see what's happening. I think there was a point when humans could get by in the world by trial and error. But at some point we developed technology advanced enough that we could easily kill ourselves with a simple mistake. And then we could kill our whole town. And then entire countries. Maybe entirely by accident. Just because we had a false belief. At this point it's entirely possible that believing something that's wrong and leaving that belief unchecked could wipe out everyone on Earth. We can still guess and check our way through life. But we should be trying to do as much of the checking ourselves and not leaving it up to nature and the universe to show us when we are wrong. The remain silent dialogue option is useful, even if you have to scroll down to find it. It can keep you from failing or getting locked out of certain quest lines. I've mastered the basic acknowledgement skill. Someone will inevitably say something that on its own means nothing. They're implying something, but it's often effective to just get them to say it out loud. Sometimes it's the buffer between just do it and that sounded more intense than I thought. Okay, in that go on kind of tone. Yeah. Coded implications like that are virtually always intended to provoke a reaction in the listener without outright attacking. That way, they look rational and you look emotional. The greatest of sins. Of course. Like when my Uncle Tim says, boy, sure are a lot of queers in this town these days. It's best to just go okay. he means. And that's a bad thing. But if I respond before he actually says so, I look oversensitive or like I'm just looking to be offended. Apostrophe. If any website offers a percentage coupon code like 10% off, try higher values like 20% off. They often have them. Yeah, I'm going straight for 100% off and working my way down from there. Try 200% off and see if they'll actually pay you to take their product. 300% off and a blowjob. Ask questions about everything. Ask people about themselves. Be open about stuff you don't understand. And ask questions about that. When you forget someone's name, own up to it and just ask them. I'm amazed at how many people won't acknowledge even a tiny amount of ignorance, or won't show honest curiosity about something. Can't admit they've forgotten something they feel is important, and won't ever ask for help. Guys, your life becomes so much easier if you just drop the duck and go and ask. The best advice I ever received was from my grandmother. I was a talkative child and would ask questions non-stop. When I apologized for asking so many, one day she looked me straight in the eye and said, never stop asking questions. This is diametrically opposite from my experience as an inquisitive child. My parents were in the habit of telling me to stop or to figure it out on my own. That memory was so powerful because she was the first one to encourage the search for constant knowledge in my young brain. Lol. Well, I think one is the natural progression of the other. The full idea would be never stop asking questions, but stop directing them at me. You bring that dialogue internally and then you find Google. I have a heated throw blanket in my living room in the winter. I wrap my coat up in it, crank up the heat, and in a few minutes, my coat is toasty warm, so I can brave the coldest day. Also toss your jeans in the dryer for 15 minutes on a cold morning and you will have similarly warm jeans. It's a nice perk if you have guests over too. Hey, take off your pants and let me warm those babies up. Apostrophe. Get a credit card like Amex Blue that has 6% cash back at groceries. Buy all your items at grocery store. I'll use Kroger as an example. You can buy normal groceries plus gift cards. Amazon, Delta, H&M, McDonald's, whatever, and get the cash back on that deal. Then, if you time it with their 4x fuel rewards, you can save $1/gallon off gas up to 35 gallons. Altogether, the math works out to being 15% off pretty much everything I like. Been doing this for years. I'll plan large purchases from Amazon or Home Depot around their 4x fuel points so I can get the gift cards. Edit. This also includes Kroger stores that operate under a different name, i.e. King Supers. I just have a Costco membership and gas is seriously around 60 cents cheaper there than anywhere else in the area. That membership seriously pays for itself in gas alone. Buying anything inside the store is bonus. You can borrow almost all of your textbooks from the library as a college student because of modern book rental agreements most colleges have. WorldCat allows you to be linked to almost any library in America, and all you have to do is find your book in the system and fill out a request form at a library, and it should be there in a week. I've saved probably $2,000 doing this in my first 2 years of college. All of my courses now require an online code to do the mandatory homework assignments, which you can only try by buying a textbook full price, or you can buy just the code for $20 less. So only $130 instead. How generous. Close bracket. I majored in sociology, so most of my assignments were papers. I got through college with WorldCat and wasn't aware of the online code thing until my math/science friends complained. Math? Yup. I already don't like it. But now you're making me pay to do it? Ha ha ha. You think that's bad? Now pay us to grade it for your professor. Also, the answer is not 20. It's 20. 0 persons. My math lab is competing with EA. They just want you to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment for managing to pass a class using their crapware. I cannot overstate how much dressing well and being well groomed will impact your life. It'll drop the difficulty by 2 or 3 levels. No joke. People will treat you vastly differently. The opposite is also true. I did this, but took it a step further. Got my hideously misaligned teeth fixed. Got braces as an adult. Highly recommended if you never had it sorted as a kid. And holy shit, did the money spent pay for itself in no time. Think about it. The less resistance there is to a person wanting to make eye contact with you, the longer and more in-depth your engagements will be with those people, and the more confident you are in turn. This can lead to better jobs, promotions, etc. Edit. For those asking, I was 27. Got them off when I was 28, about 18 months total. Full train track style braces. Though I did pay a little extra for ceramic braces on the top row. They have a white appearance, so are a little more camouflaged. No one really cared when I had them on, other than the occasional person who would inquire because they were thinking about getting them too. Total cost about 6,000 Australian dollars. I'm 35 now, and yep, I still look awesome. More edit. Yeah, probably should have mentioned it's more of a pay to win than a cheat code. But this actually does create a real sense of pride and accomplishment for the money spent. My teeth are fucked up, and it's seriously my biggest insecurity. People notice immediately. How old were you when you got them fixed? Not op. But I got mine fixed at 21. It's incredible how much of a difference it makes. Best money I've ever spent. My confidence skyrocketed. I started actually smiling. Look into it. It's so worth it. Okay, that's it. I'm going to get me some adult braces. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.